we just released this brand new interface for tracking domain propagation across the internet. First impressions are so important, and your first impression using Resend is adding a domain. Today, we've rethought how this whole interface works to give you more information and visibility across the propagation. Let me show you how it works. All right, so here I am. I've got this custom domain. I'm just going to click Add Domain, and mine is just contact.waybackstore.tech. So you'll notice first when I click Add Domain, we'll see a lot of the same records that you have to add to your domain provider. Now, this isn't really a resend thing. It's the way email works. When you send an email, it's very easy to spoof that email. So one of the ways you can verify that, authenticate an email comes from a source, is making sure that you add certain records to your DNS provider. This allows mail providers like Google or Yahoo to check against those records to ensure that whoever's saying they're sending an email on your behalf is actually you. All right, so you'll see that you get these same DNS records that you need to add, and you simply need to add these to wherever you have DNS. Once you do that, you click I've added the records. But here's really where the experience, we've tried to take it to the next level. You can see that we're now going to show you when we're checking DNS, when these records are validated, and if there happen to be any errors along the process. Not only do we give you more human-readable descriptions there, but often we'll even give you direct action from the dashboard that you can go take. You'll see that I'm using Namecheap, and Resend has identified that and actually linked out to the DNS. So if I need to change something, I can very easily click inside here, and it takes me to this exact section in my DNS settings. Now, we've considered three main pillars as we've revamped this experience. First of all, context. What exactly is being asked of me and why? 2 would be visibility. Where are we at in the process of propagation and what's going on? And 3 is actionability. If things go wrong, you should have human-readable errors with action steps to take. Now, speaking of visibility, here you see we're checking DNS, and you can see it could take up to 4 hours. But as you scroll down, you'll see that 2 of these records have already been verified. Now, in my use case, I haven't actually added the DKIM record. You can see it's still pending, and that may take some time, but just that little bit of visibility tells me, let me go check that record to make sure it's accurate. Now, if for some reason you do add a record, but it's invalid, you'll see that we now give you a really user-friendly error message along with action steps you can take. So here you can see that I have not added the DNS record properly for DKIM, and now it tells me how to fix that. Now, on top of that, sometimes you have sending enabled and not receiving, or vice versa. We now show a partially verified status if one of those is verified and the other one isn't. So here you can see I've got my sending correctly enabled, but it looks like my receiving is not. Now, of course, you don't have to use both sending and receiving in Resend, but if you do, this nice partially verified status gives you the precise details into what's going on with your DNS. Now, on top of all that, once you finish your records, you'll see that we now auto-select this configuration tab, because once a record is verified, there's not much more to do with it other than maybe enable open tracking or click tracking. Now, there are some deliverability considerations, and again, we link to articles there for you here as well. Now, all of this gives you more control over your own DNS propagation and helps you understand each process as we go through and check those records across the internet. We hope these changes provide a meaningful impact to you as you add new domains in Resend. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Happy emailing.